Saturday night.
Time for your weekly dose of pop culture.
With Cassie and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
Woo! Welcome. It is Kathy and Kenny. Explain pop culture. It is Sunday night, and that's what we do. Happy Father's Day to all of our pop culture kid fathers and to our own father, who not only is celebrating Father's Day, but tomorrow celebrates a birthday. So double whammy.
Yeah.
Double whammy.
Double whammy.
Sorry. I didn't even check my sound. I hopefully it's coming through. Please let me know, because I know I have all kinds of sound issues when it comes to sound.
I hear you fine.
Okay, because I hear you as well, and I just always got to check, make sure I'm doing all the things right. Although you did me wrong. I mean, I have my Creator Camp cup because I'm drinking tea because I think I'm trying to catch something, but Creator Camp is a part of ECAM. You see the little E down there, and you became ECAM fam. Didn't even let a sister know, because I would have shared my affiliate link, and
I didn't know that's how it worked. I did not know that's how it worked.
Damn.
I just had right now I have a 14-day free trial period.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you can still give me your link or not, but it is what it is. I didn't know. You're always so busy. I didn't want to bother you, so I just went ahead and did what I do.
I mean, with the thing with affiliate links, and we even have some affiliate links down in our comments, because it's not like you can't look in our comments, because there's actually an ECAM affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything. You pay the same price. But for referring you, I get a little bit of money that I in turn can put back into the podcast. So it would just
I didn't know that.
hands scratching hands. Come on, Katie. You tell me you did not know how affiliate links work.
I did not know how affiliate links work. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll have a lesson on that in a future date. But again, the links that we use in our description are things that we actually use. For a long time, we used StreamYard to podcast on, and I actually still do use StreamYard for internal family podcasting that we do. But for our show, we use ECAM, and I use it with my Stream Deck, so I can get all my funky sound effects going, and if I need applause, and all the good things. And the great thing about ECAM is that you can create scenes. You can keep us here in the corner in the picture, or we could be full frontal, or it could just be me. Which, when a brother disses you, I kind of feel like maybe it just needs to be me. A show about me. All right. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, it's just been rough. I had a function yesterday. Was Juneteenth. I went to a Juneteenth function, and it was a little less than stellar because we didn't have a lot of foot traffic. I didn't make a lot of sales. I actually lost money net if you count in gas and everything else. But hopefully with Statesville's Juneteenth, I'll be able to recoup my losses and actually net a profit.
This is the first time in a long time this year that I'm not a part of a Juneteenth function.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's the first time, it's in years I've not been a part of Juneteenth function. So,
oh man, you should have made a plan to come down. You could have been a part of our show.
I could have made a plan, but I do have a show on Friday that I'm a part of. I'm doing. I'm performing at Winona Lake in Winona, New Jersey. And Friday nights they have a party thing going on where they have not a party thing, but they have a performance thing going on where they have bands performing on Friday nights at the lake in Winona. And I have a set starting at 6:10 and ending at 6:50.
Okay, so you got to do a 40-minute set.
I got a nice 40-minute set that I have some surprises in mind for. I have something new I'm working on.
So how many pieces is that about for you as far as reading?
It's going to be about 6 pieces altogether
Hmm.
because I'm talking between, and I'm going to have Janet with me and possibly Langston with me, and Langston I named the electric bass Langston. The acoustic bass is named Janet. So you know, I'm going to have those two with me. I might have a special guest come on stage with me. It's going to be fun.
Okay. Sounds good. And that's where's the location of that again?
That is Winona. You got to look at it. It's Winona Lake in Winona, New Jersey.
Okay.
I
And
believe,
I think your
but
social medias are listed in our description, so you can follow Kenny
yeah,
on Instagram to find out more. As for me, I will be on Wednesday, which is June 19th, which is the actual kind of Juneteenth date, which kind of commemorates on June 19th, 1865, when the slaves in Galveston, Texas were the last to find out that about the Emancipation Proclamation, which is what ended slavery. So in other words, down in Texas, they ain't had plans to end slavery. So they figure, hey, if they don't know about it, we ain't gonna tell them. So for
what
those
you
of
don't
you
know won't hurt them.
right. So for those of you who don't know what Juneteenth is, that is what it is. The nice thing about being here in Statesville, I know I didn't know about Juneteenth, to be quite honest, until I kind of moved down here. I might have heard about it, but I didn't know about it as a celebration. And for over 20 years, the city of Statesville has had like a major celebration on that date. And again, they've even had reenactments to kind of capture exactly what happened. Major General Granger coming to Galveston. In fact, one year when they did the reenactment, uh, Xavier Zamani, who owns a local barber shop down here in Statesville, actually had a horse, and he came in playing the general, and the slaves found out they were free. And then in the play, they kind of talked about the things that they would do. I know going forward this Wednesday at Unity Center here in Statesville, North Carolina, we are having a Juneteenth presentation. Not only are we offering bus tours so that people can see some of the historic Black locations here in Statesville, but we have two bus tours. Unfortunately, they're sold out. So if you're watching this, I'll give you the website and the information, and we do have a waiting list, but right now the bus tours are sold out. We're having a bus tour at 4, another one at 5, and then at 6 o'clock we're having a panel discussion. I am the moderator, and I'll be asking the panel several questions, just to promote discussion and debate, especially about what Juneteenth means today and how we take that information, use it, and push ourselves forward. And then on Saturday, on the 22nd, we'll have our downtown celebration, which usually contains all the vendors, the music, the food, the entertainment, and that's a big part of what we'll be doing this week for Juneteenth.
All right, there you go. There you go. Hey, Lisa,
Hey
how you doing?
Lisa, welcome, welcome, hi, and welcome. I'm sorry, I'm doing a whole like Juneteenth spiel, and I know usually we start off with pop culture news, but I know Juneteenth is a big part of this week, and a lot of places started their celebrations this weekend, and I know some folks will be starting celebrations next weekend, and in Statesville, we will be celebrating next weekend. So if you are listening from North Carolina in the Statesville area, please check it out. Like we say every week, this podcast comes to you from the north and the south. Kenny from South Jersey, me from North Carolina, and Big Rick is in the house. All right. I got
All
a new
right.
button for
Well,
an air horn, so I just want to use it all the time now.
yeah, I see. I see. Uh, let's start with pop culture news.
Pop culture news.
So first we have,
Oops, that's wrong. That's the wrong first piece of news. I'm sorry.
yeah, first we have Pat Sajak. After 40 years, 41 years rather, Pat Sajak says goodbye to Wheel of Fortune. Gave a little speech. I think it was about a week ago or so. Was his last live Wheel of Fortune show, and now I think the guy who takes everybody's job took over.
What were you saying?
Who's the guy that takes everybody's job?
Ryan Seacrest?
Ryan Seacrest, yes. Ryan Seacrest is now coming in to take over
Okay,
on Real
you know what I
Culture.
say to Pat Sajak? You know what? Bye, Felicia. If he wants to go and get his MAGA Trump on, let him go. I'm sorry. I can't be too
Yeah,
upset about that.
there you
Anyway,
go.
I don't know
There you
who
go.
this person is, so you
I
have
didn't
to.
know he wasn't MAGA.
Huh?
I didn't know he wasn't MAGA.
Well, whatever. Okay, maybe he's not. I'm sorry. I should be putting that
I
label on
didn't know.
people.
Maybe he is. Maybe could it be rain? Could it be snow? All depending on the weather. Big Rick's got to tune out at 9 because he's got to watch House of Dragons. But
Oh.
thanks for coming with us for now.
Hey, thanks for hanging. All right.
So, Boy Meets World actress Trina McGee, who played Angela Moore on Boy Meets World way back in the day, is 54 years old, and now she's pregnant.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And
Well, God bless. I wonder if that was in vitro fertilization. Well, now, and they're coming after that now too. But I'm sorry, we're not political. But I'm just saying. But
well,
yeah,
she's
54.
pregnant, and she is 54 years old, and hey, man, she looks great.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess when you're rich, you have those doctors that help you out with that kind of thing. So I guess she's good.
Oh, God bless.
Usually, I mean, because usually in your mid to late 30s, they call you an at-risk pregnancy. So I don't know what they call it when you're in 50s.
Yeah, I don't know either, Rick. What?
Yeah, I don't know, Rick.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know. I don't know.
54
I
years
don't know
old,
how it
got to have a
works.
baby. She'll
Hey,
be 70. She'll be like 70 something. The baby be graduating high school. I
wow.
don't. You might have to roll her into the graduation. I don't know if she's going to see her graduate college. So back on the subject of the whole Dan Snyder thing and the Nickelodeon thing, Ariana Grande, Victoria Justice, and of course Jeanette McCurdy, who said something earlier, speak out on the Nickelodeon, speak out on times at Nickelodeon. And Ariana Grande says that child stars should require therapy in their contracts. Like they should put their contracts in and say,
You know what? I think it probably not only for the child stars, I also say for the parents. Because
yeah,
you know what? I think for a lot of the child stars who don't make it on the other side, a lot of the ones who do make it on the other side, uh, uh, part of that I think is because of the parents. Kim Fields better thank Chip Fields. Ron Howard is probably thankful for his parents. I mean, there are child stars who transition, and again, as performers or even just as human beings. I know everybody knows A Christmas Story and Peter Billingsley. And even though he is not as known in front of the camera as an adult, I think he's worked a lot behind the camera and behind the scenes, but still made that transition. So I think for some child stars, some of that therapy needs to go to the parents too, because I think what happens is parents wind up trying to leverage their children for some success they didn't have. And again, to me, I watched that documentary and I know it was skewed, but there was still some stuff that just didn't smell right.
And Victoria Justice says that Dan Snyder owes her an apology.
Oh, okay. What was she complaining about?
She just said that, in retrospect, when she looks back on her time, Dan Snyder owes her an apology.
All right. Hey, I hear it. I'm all for it. I think he was trying to get some of those child actors to kind of advocate for him because I guess they were painting such a bad picture of him. But
well, he's suing them now, so let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
I think if anything, he probably does have an ego problem. So moving on, with the whole Jennifer Ben Affleck thing, I'm totally vested in this right now.
We gotta get you a life. We gotta get you
I
out of the
agree.
attic. I don't know. You're
Any,
all
I
Benifer. You're all Benifer.
use a life, a hobby, and a girlfriend. I don't know because um, Ben Affleck was spotted with his mom
Okay.
spending time with Jennifer Garner.
Oh
So
wait, that's
Ben
his
and his
first wife,
mom,
right?
yeah, Jennifer Garner's first wife.
So
So
he's just
so
destined to marry women named Jennifer.
yeah, so
Dang.
Ben Affleck, his mother, and Jennifer Garner was out. Now they say Ben still had his ring on. I don't know.
Evidently, J-Lo didn't come off the tour in time. Woo,
Who knows?
okay.
Who knows?
But
So
now again, in Ben Affleck's defense, he is part of a blended family, so he has kids with Jennifer Gardner. So they do
yeah,
need to have kind of like a relationship
yeah.
and be able to get
And
along
Jennifer
for the kids'
Garner,
sake at least because
and that
that's
is the child's grandmother.
just because the adults can't adult anymore together as a couple, it shouldn't affect you know the
So
children, and often it does. So
yeah. So this story I really like,
oh, Rick is
and
coming down on J-Lo,
yeah,
although
J
she
Lo
does have kind of a
said,
pile of
yeah,
exes. So even
you
before
know
she
what?
was
Here's
J-Lo,
now,
so that has nothing to do with celebrity, because before she was even J-Lo as we know her, like Jenny from the Block, I think she had already been divorced. So
yeah. Well, here's the thing. Here's I think what's going on with J Lo.
okay.
I think J Lo is purposely want to keep a low profile, not on concert, because I think J Lo knows something about Diddy.
What? Wait, huh? What
J
does
Lo
that
used
have
to
to do
date
with her
Diddy.
marriage?
No, J Lo used to date Diddy.
Okay.
So J Lo knows some stuff, and Ben's probably looking at J Lo like, "Did you notice what's going on?" And J Lo like, "Huh?" When you say "huh," you know that you heard what I said the first time, woman. Do you know what was going on? Huh? So
So
and
you
Ben's
think
like,
all the Diddy
"Well, you knew,
stuff is
yeah.
affecting
So
their
you knew this was
marriage?
happening. You knew dudes was getting like, and kids was getting, and people, women were getting, and you didn't do nothing about it, huh?"
Hmm.
And Ben might have been like, "You know what? You just as bad as he is."
Oh, okay. Oh, I see where I s oh.
You know where I'm
Oh,
going? You see where
wow,
I'm going?
wow, wow.
See where I'm
I
going?
ju
Because
I
they didn't start
I see
having
what you're saying
problems.
now. Oh, that's deep.
And Rick is saying she knows about the club shooting.
Oh, that's
She was there
true.
for the club shooting. Yeah.
Wasn't she arrested or questioned about it anyway? Like because she was
But
like
see,
me,
here's the
because
thing.
I think the story is like he passed the gun off to her or something like that, or
Yeah.
there was,
And here's the thing.
because a couple of weeks
Yeah.
ago when that whole thing with Diddy came out, I was knee deep in it too. I was like, I need a life because I was reading that court thing from back to front. In fact, this weekend when I was flipping channels, I saw Boys in the Hood on, and I couldn't even look at Cuba Gooding the same way again. I'm like, Anyway, yeah, I spent too much time with that one court report that revealed all like the Diddy stuff. Way
Well,
too much
and
time.
here's the thing also too.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
I thought we were going back to pop culture news, but go ahead.
no. Well, yeah, here's the thing also too. If you notice, they didn't start having trouble until Diddy thing came out.
Mm.
If you realize, you take it back, you didn't start hearing about them being separated or doing or having any trouble until the whole Diddy thing came out. Yeah, I think it had something to do with Diddy.
Wow.
Shine took the charge and was deported after his release. Yep. Shine took the
Okay, for the gun.
yeah,
But I
Shine
thought there
took
was
the
a
charge.
story out there that J Lo
No,
had the gun, or at least knew he
Shine
had
did
it. I don't
time
know.
for Diddy. I don't
All
know
right.
what else Shine did for Diddy, but he did time too. Here's a
Ouch.
story though that I want to end with that I love this story. I really love this story. Um, I think a lot of athletes should follow this lead. Jalen Hurts buys a $220,000 home,
Whatever you're
which
banging on, please stop because it's killing my
okay,
ears.
I'm sorry. Jalen Hurts buys a $220,000 home in Houston, Texas, despite having a $200 million contract. Talk about wanting to have something left. I mean, because you think about it, you go to Texas or to a southern state, you buy a $3,000 home, $300,000 home, or 250. You're getting a good amount of house.
Oh, no, not necessarily.
Well,
Speaking from someone who bought like a $300,000 home.
but still, I mean, come on, man. I mean, you still though, you don't have to buy $1 million. You can even buy $500,000 house. Something within, like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? You don't have to be overboard and luxurious that, this, that, but Jalen Hurts, I just thought
Is
this was
he?
a
Is
good
that
story.
his hometown? Is that where he's from?
I believe so. I'm not, as we all know, I don't watch football anymore. I'm not a big football fan anymore. But that is, I guess that is his hometown because he's in Texas, but he plays for the
Because
Eagles.
I know a couple weeks ago I listened to an interview with Tiffany Haddish, and evidently she actually lives in like South Central and has bought a couple of houses like in her neighborhood because and I guess it's kind of like people think it's the South Central from Boys in the Hood or whatever, but the neighborhood is changing and it is gentrifying. But again, she's buying homes in there because that's where she grew up. And
Yeah.
is also buying homes that she's actually renovating so that foster youth can live in them for foster families, people who are going to foster kids, because she was in the foster care system. Which, after I heard this interview, I had a lot more respect and appreciation for her because I was never a big Tiffany Haddish fan. But hearing
I'm
that,
not a
hey,
big
even though she has all this money, she's
She's all right.
reinvesting it in the community, even trying to get like a supermarket built in their community. So I think that's pretty cool. Big Rick is saying 10 to 15 years ago, North Carolina, that wouldn't have been, that would have been a mini mansion, but not now, though. Yeah, so true, so true. Um, yeah, the property
Yeah.
values are just ridiculous, and
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
blessed that I can
And
afford
everywhere it's
to
off the
live here.
chain because, matter of fact, a friend of mine, my best friend Beth and I, we were sitting there talking on the phone and we were talking about housing prices and stuff like that. And she grew up in Florida at one point, and she was saying how what she had in Florida 20 years ago is like triple the price now.
Wow.
And it wasn't that much before COVID, but then during COVID, boom. Deja's in the house. Deja, thanks for joining us.
Deja's in the house. You know I'm gonna use any excuse
I
tonight
know,
for
I
air
know.
horn. It's an air horn night. Well, we just wrapped up with pop culture news. It's Kathy and Kenny explain pop culture. More Kathy is always good, but I'm sorry. I'm just messing
Wow.
with you because Kenny went and signed up for Ecamm and didn't use my affiliate link. So I'm just, can you help a sister out? That's all I'm saying. He's not gonna live that down.
Rookie
That's just
mistake, man. It was a rookie mistake, okay?
so and again, you know what? And here's the sad part because I was actually because I'm actually going to creator camp this fall in October in Massachusetts, and I was seriously considering buying you a ticket. Kind of like, hey, I think it'd be cool if the both of us would go and we could learn some things and some techniques that we could bring into the
That was
show.
cool.
But
Hey,
no.
Rick, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, Rick, thanks so much for joining us. We
That
appreciate
was,
you.
but you know why I joined Ecamm?
Why'd you join
And
Ecamm?
I only got the 14-day trial. You know who encouraged me? India.
Okay.
India
Not
inspired me.
India inspired you. All right.
India
I gotta
inspired
give
me.
it. I wish I
I,
had the your sound effect because that's her sound effect.
I
But
have to reach out to India sometime this week. What's created? Deja wants to know what's creators camp. And
oh,
actually,
okay.
when you the time you were in town before, Deja wanted to meet you in person.
Mm.
But my sister's a snob. She doesn't like meeting people.
That is so. You know what? Back that crap up. You know what? This is why I'm glad I control all the buttons around here. Cause sometimes I gotta talk to you for the real. Cause my brother be making assumptions and things. Yes, I'm an introvert, but I'm an extroverted introvert. But I do enjoy meeting people. And yeah, anyway, Creator Camp actually is, and the little logo down here is Ecamm. Ecamm is the software that we use, with all the banners, and even when I bring Kenny back, but let's not bring him back while I talk a little bit about Ecamm, is the software that we use to kind of put on the show. And there are several live streaming softwares, but Ecamm has come a long way. Even if you do things in something like Zoom, they now have Ecamm for Zoom, where your Zoom meetings can be more than just a meeting. You can bring in a slideshow or like I say, bring in guests and different things because Ecamm can do all that. And there should be a link in our description. If not, I'll add one because my brother obviously couldn't find it, or he would have used my affiliate link. And all the affiliate link means is that if you do decide to sign up for Ecamm, we get a little piece of the pie. But they hold this week long creator camp in October. I actually got a chance to go last year, and it was just great because you learn how to use software, you learn about streaming, being a creator, as well as different aspects of the business, whether it's equipment or filming or using the software, as well as all the other different tools that you would need at your disposal to be an entrepreneur, which, if we're looking at the way things are going for the next century or so, I think there probably will be more online workers and more people taking advantage of these digital tools. Speaking of which, when we take advantage of these digital tools, I want to take advantage of the fact that you're here with us tonight. And thank you so much for hanging out with Kathy and Kenny as we explain pop culture as we do on a Sunday night. Again, last week we did it on a Saturday night because we had hot wings. If you haven't checked out that show, please check it out. You can find us here on Sunday nights. We're on YouTube. Please consider subscribing, liking this particular video, making the comments that you make, as well as know that you can check us out on Who's Got Next Radio on Tuesday nights. All right. So we're a half hour in and we have not hit the list. So we're going to have to
I
swing
know.
on this
Yeah,
list. I'm sorry. I just,
let's do this. Let's do this. And Deja,
yeah, Creator
and
Camp
Deja,
is
I
fun.
know at one point you were thinking about doing a podcast yourself, so this might be a good thing for you to learn about. So let's start
And
with our.
you know what, Deja, too, if that is something that you are interested in, I'm going to throw this out here because this is something I want to work on and develop my skills better at, and that is being a remote producer. So if you would like me to remote produce your show, I would be willing to do that for you for free to get you started off, to get you kicking and get you in the direction. There's a couple tools I can even share with you if you don't know what you even want to podcast about to kind of get you started on that road. So, uh, Kenny can give you my email. Well, we can talk, or you can even. I think there's an email for the show. If not, K Walk Comedy reaches me on just about any platform, Insta, uh, Facebook, all the things, all the things. All right, Kenny, let's get to the show.
Yeah, so our show's
What's the
about the
Father's Day
toughest.
show? We got to get to the show, boy.
Yeah, our show's about the toughest dads on in movies, TV, and animation. So we got I now you might think there's some tougher dads, but I just made this list out of because there was no tougher dads list anywhere on the internet really. So I kind of took the dads that I thought were the ones to do. So Deja, I'm gonna text you when we're done the show, okay? Um Sanchez from Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty, rather.
I have to
This
take your word
guy,
for it because Kenny, truth be told, I've never seen Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty is Rick. Rick Sanchez is a different type of guy. He's actually the grandfather of Morty. So his Morty's mother is his daughter, I believe. And I've seen the show a couple of times. Rick is one of the toughest dads. He gets Morty in a lot of situations where Rick easily gets out of, and he's crazy, and I think that's what makes him tough because Rick just doesn't give a flying pig. Really, he doesn't. And he does things to protect Morty, even when Morty doesn't know it. So it's Rick Sanchez. Watch Rick and Morty. It's a very funny cartoon show. It's kind of adult-like too. So next on our list is Carl Winslow, Family Matters, played by Reginald Van Johnson, Bell Johnson rather.
You know
Carl
what?
Winslow. There's a lot of times when the kids would get in certain situations or the family would get in certain situations. And even though he played the straight man to Urkel, there were times when Carl had to come in and show you just exactly how tough he was, and how no nonsense, and how he wasn't taking no crap. I'm going to give out the episode where the cops pulled over his son, and at first he didn't believe that Eddie's accusations of the policeman, but when he investigated, he found out he confronted the policeman. And he was very tough with these guys. He was very and then there was a time when these gang members were going to break up, the restaurant that the sister had, and he showed up at the right time, at the right moment, and told the whole gang, "Yo, y'all got to bounce. I'm not playing." So there's a lot of times when Carl Winslow was very tough.
And where did he get his experience being a policeman?
Well, Die Hard.
As I say, Ed's not here.
Yeah, Ed's not here, but he got
Ed's going to be sorry he missed this one, I think.
Yeah, I think he is. Next on our list is Jim Hopper from Stranger Things. This man has been to hell and back on Stranger Things. Look, he survived a Russian jail. Okay? He survived an explosion and a Russian jail and everything else for this woman. And, that's some good booty because he went through a lot.
So now, what season are they on exactly? What season are they on?
This season is season 4, and I think they're done in season 5.
Okay, because they lost me somewhere in the middle of season 2, and I haven't been back. Is it on Hulu or Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
But it's still a great. I can't wait till it comes back. I'm going to watch. I'm going to be there.
All right. I might go back to it.
It's a great show. Next on our list is from John Quincy Archibald. John Quincy Archibald from John Q, the Denzel Washington character. This man was taken to the limit. What makes him tough is that he was willing, he knew he was going to go to jail. And he was okay with that as long as his son lived. At one point, he was going to kill himself so his son could have his heart. That's a tough man. He had the gun loaded and pointed to his head. He was ready to go until they stopped him at the last second. So he was willing to get everything to save his son. That is a tough man. He wasn't taking no for an answer. Next, we have
this particular performance. I think it was one of Denzel's, I think it was one of his better performances, but I think it gets overlooked a lot because it seems like the movie kind of came and went in the theater. And I think I enjoyed this performance more than Training Day. And I know that's the one that won him an Oscar, but in my mind, I think they needed to give him an Oscar way earlier, probably back in Glory, and they didn't. So he was getting one of the makeup Oscars, but because Training Day to me as a Denzel performance was not the greatest,
Yeah.
and I think John
So,
Q was a
the two
better
movies that everybody
performance.
says you get an Oscar for, Mo Better Blues and Glory,
Mm.
are the two Denzel movies I've never seen.
And Deja saying, oh yeah, Stranger Things. I'm with you, Deja, because the Stranger Things did kind of lose me, but more. I don't know. I didn't think More Better Blues was that great either, but. And not that I don't like Spike Lee, but again, that damn dolly shot always just freaks me out. But um, but
You're gonna keep saying the dolly shot.
the damn dolly
The
shot. He
dolly
needs to give up on that damn dolly shot. But she's got to have it. There was something, and again, I think it was the kind of just like run and gun shooting of it, and just like the rawness of it that to me made it one of his best. And after that, I would say. Uh, Well, actually, the miracle at Saint was it Saint Martin or Saint Mary's? Well,
I
that was
remember
actually
that one either.
that was a pretty good movie, and I think
Yeah.
there was a dolly shot in there, but it wasn't as annoying as the other dolly shots. But Do the Right Thing to me is probably like his best opus. Crooklyn was
Wow.
okay, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
I'm sorry. Next on the
next on
list.
our list. Yeah, next on our list.
Oh, the dad of all
James
dads.
Evans Sr.
Oh, see, now I know Ed is going to be upset because this is one of his favorite shows.
Yeah, from Good Times, played by John Amos. We all know, those first two seasons of Good Times when James Evans was on there. Damn, and he had to get killed. But James Evans he was a guy that stood down on gangs, guys with guns. He was ready to whoop everybody's behind who came across his family the wrong way. Even a young boy that spent the night with Michael and didn't want to do his homework, he got his butt whipped because James said, if you're in this house, you're going to do your homework. You can't be
It's like
me,
my
man.
house, my rules. That's that tough dad stuff. My house, my rules.
Yeah. My house, my rules. Here you go. Come get this. So next on our list as toughest dads is Bob Parr from The Incredibles. Now, this is a guy who was retired, a superhero, and he missed the action, and he wanted to get back into it, and he worked out, he's lifting trains and everything else, and he's doing all this stuff. He gets himself in shape, and, he is Mr. Incredible. So he is a superhero. He's like that universe's answer to, I guess, Superman, except he can't fly. You couldn't make him fly.
Now, how many Incredibles are there? Because I remember seeing the first two. Did they make a three?
No, there's two. I think there's only two.
Okay. For some reason, I thought there were more. Because I
No,
did.
there's only two.
I actually enjoyed The Incredibles.
Yes, I do. I love it. I love Frozone. Frozone is one of my favorite characters.
So yeah, that was
Where is my super seat? So next we have Tough Dads. This is the toughest father, one of the toughest fathers of them all that you didn't want to cross. Don Vito Corleone, the Godfather Marlon Brando. You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
Now that's a tough dad. I can't argue with that pick.
Yeah, and his son Mike was also a tough dad, and I didn't put him on the list because it's kind of, but son Mike was also a tough dad because we all remember that scene with Abe Vigoda. Hey Mike, remember when we used to? Look at the guy, like, he knows he's about to get it. Hey Mike, remember back in the day when we used to?
I don't know you.
Yeah, like, dude, I can't. You can't get saved right now. Next father is a father figure, even though he's not biologically the father, and for obvious reasons. Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, see this I don't know because I don't know the turtles. So I
Well,
have to
okay.
leave you to
Well,
speak on this on your own.
Ninja Turtles, of course, as you see all the comic book things behind me in my little new studio setting here. This Splitter is the father of the Ninja Turtles who taught them how to fight. And there's different variations on different, sort of like the newest cartoon movie and the old 80s and everything on how they learned. But the bottom line is that they were all infected by some radioactive ooze that made them special creatures, and Splinter took the young turtles and became their father and taught them how to live and survive and to apparently fight. So that was that. That was that.
What?
Next on our list, this gentleman, Bruce Willis, as Harry Stamper in Armageddon.
Armageddon.
Now the guy is already tough because he's an oiler on an oil rig, and he's already a tough man from the door. And at one point, when Ben Affleck is in this movie, and one point when Ben Affleck he finds out Ben Affleck is porking his daughter, he comes after him, and Ben Affleck is running like high hell, like the devil is after himself, and that's how tough Harry was known to be. But then at the end of the movie, Harry is on the moon. He has no business there. This is what makes this a fantasy of all fantasies. You put him he's on the moon trying to dig a hole to plant a bomb to blow up a meteor that's going to, destroy the earth. So they mess up. The hole is dug, but now the bomb's messed up because of one of the characters went crazy. What's his name? What's the guy we talked about last week who got punched in the face?
Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi, yes.
Rockhound.
So Steve Buscemi messed up the thing, and there was a gun involved. Anyway, somebody needed to stay behind to activate the bomb. They couldn't activate the bomb remotely. Somebody needed to stay behind and die and press the button. And hell, that was Harry Stamper, Bruce Willis, who said, I'm going to stay behind. Originally, it was supposed to be Ben Affleck, but when they went down the tube, Bruce Willis knocked him on the head, took off his, gave it, go take care of my daughter. And then he set the bomb off. And he did a tearful goodbye to his daughter, played by Liv Taylor. So
that makes him tough.
The
willing to die for everybody.
Yeah, die for the whole world. He saved us all in his fictional land. Okay.
Hey, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. It's Kathy and Kitty Explain Pop Culture. We're talking tough dads on this Father's Day. If there's a tough dad in pop culture, let us know in the comments. We're counting down 15. We got about 6 more to go. And if we don't hit the one that you think is the toughest dad in pop culture, let us know in the comments and leave it in the comments. And next is...
Yes.
Walter
White. Walter White from Breaking Bad, Bryan Cranston.
Now,
I have never been Breaking Bad in my life.
Okay, then I get to talk on this one because I actually I love me some Breaking Bad. And the fun thing with Breaking Bad, and the reason why he actually breaks bad and goes from science teacher to meth maker and seller is for the love of his son, his disabled son. But throughout the series, Aaron Paul, I think his name is, or his character Jesse actually kind of becomes his adopted son as he goes through all this just mishigash and madness and Breaking Bad. I had heard so many people talk about it, and I was kind of like, oh no, I'm not watching these popular shows just because they're popular. But then one weekend they had like a marathon, and then I started, and then I became addicted. So I had to watch all the episodes. Same thing happened to me with Walking Dead before Walking Dead got Walking Dumb. because
Yeah.
at some point and I know they have new series that have come out. I couldn't get into any of the new Walking Dead series, and the original one, I think they had me till they got to the prison, and after the prison, I was kind of like, you know what, yeah, I'm tapping out. I was done. So
So
that's just me.
so next on the list we have Cameron Poe, played by Nicolas
Oh,
Cage in the movie Con Air.
now have you seen this one, Con Air?
Yes, I've seen Con Air.
Okay, because
Con Air.
if you saw all the Fast and Furious and not the Con Air, you still haven't seen Gone in 60 Seconds, right?
I didn't finish it.
Ah, come on. What is
Nerd
up?
Affiliate.
Hey,
Hey, Archer,
Archer
how you doing, buddy?
from Nerd Affiliate. Catch him on Thursday nights for more nerd talk. But okay, you have to, but you did see the, Lowrider, Donnie Lowrider. Did you see that scene?
I think so. I can't. You know what? I saw
I can't
Gone in 60
even with
Seconds, and
you.
it
I
wasn't
can't
very
even.
memorable.
Okay.
It wasn't very memorable to me.
But Cameron Poe or Nicolas Cage as Cameron Poe is definitely memorable. He is a tough dad because,
Yes.
when who played the lunatic in this one? It was Steve Buscemi did play a lunatic, but a different kind. Malkovich. John
Malkovich.
Malkovich. Oh yeah.
John
Oh
Malkovich.
yeah. One move and the
Yes, he
bunny
played the
gets
leader
it.
of the guy, Paul Bolton, and he was the guy. And it was Ben Rings is in it. It was, and then he had a buddy on it, the guy that played um, Bubba and Forrest Gump. He was in it. He's the guy who needed the insulin,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
Cameron
yeah.
Poe was also trying to make sure
Oh,
that he
and
got his
John
insulin.
Cusack is in it. How could you not love
Yes, John
any
Cusack.
movie with John Cusack?
John Cusack was the policeman. He was a policeman.
Yes.
John
It's
Cusack
like,
had too much
you know
of a
what?
privilege to be a person.
In the order, it would have to be, Keanu, then John Cusack. Come on, that's like 80s basics. Come on. Anyway.
Okay.
We're talking
Next on
tough
this
dads
another
tonight.
show I've never seen. Is another show I've never seen.
Oh my
I've never had
gosh.
to raise a
You've
kid.
never
But
seen this
Tony
show?
Soprano, The Sopranos, played by James Gandolfini. No, I've never seen The Sopranos. I never wanted to see The Sopranos.
And that was
but
another one. It was so much. Actually, I actually started watching that one from the beginning, and I think it was that element of like the way it was promoted with the whole mobster going to see a psychiatrist, which kind of intrigued me, and I liked Lorraine Bracco. And I started watching that one from the beginning. Excuse me, they kind of lost me too because I think they jumped the shark at one point. But I did come back to them for the end, and I was disappointed like everybody else because the end I thought was total crap. I need a better ending than that. But The Sopranos was definitely a great show. And the fun thing about it is he wasn't such a tough dad at the start because he had to see a psychiatrist because, again, he was showing emotions that I guess as a mob boss he wasn't supposed to show. But when worst came to worst, he did not want to cross Tony Soprano. So that was a good show. Yes. I agree with that on your list. That works
next
for me.
on our list, Mufasa.
Mustafa.
Voiced by James Earl Jones from The Lion King. I love this scene where they're talking, the hyenas are talking, and Whoopi Goldberg's character, and they're like, Mufasa. And they go, say it again. Mufasa. It just rings fear in your heart, don't it? So, yes, Mufasa was a tough dad, even though he did die. And there's a meme going around about characters, like which character would you save? And Mufasa was one of the characters that they had in there, like, would you save Mufasa? And technically, you cannot save Mufasa, because if you save Mufasa, there's no Lion King movie. He has to die. So, but Mufasa was a tough dad. He was very tough. Everybody was scared of him. Everybody was scared of Mufasa. So, the fact that he got ran over by the wildebeest, I don't know why the wildebeest didn't stop and go, wait a minute, that's Mufasa. Like, stop! Don't run over Mufasa. But they ran over Mufasa. Next on our list is another movie I want to see so bad, and I've never seen
You've
it.
never seen this movie? Oh, Kenny,
Brian Mills.
how can you make this list? I don't know what
Brian
I'm going to do
Mills.
with you.
William Mills' character is wicked. I know. I want to see this. I want to sit down. It's my timing is all. I don't have time to watch a 2-hour movie anymore. Really, I'll be honest with you. That is my problem right now. I don't have time to watch a 2-hour movie that much.
Kenny, I have a unique set of skills. I will find you. I will make you watch these movies. You need to see it. It's kind of one of those iconic movies of the last 20 years. Come on.
I know. And you know what? I've never seen.
I'm giving up.
I know.
You know what? I probably will watch every single Fast and Furious before you've actually caught up on your, pop culture gaps.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, as I was saying, no
wonder you couldn't use my affiliate link.
Our last
mess.
Our last toughest father.
Shout out to
Ed, who's not here today, but our last toughest father, John McClane from Die Hard, Bruce Willis's character. Bruce Willis making his twice as toughest father in the movie. John McClane from Die Hard. John McClane, who by the end of we have so many Die Hard movies. His grown kids started showing up in the Die Hard movies because they started Die Hard. They were little kids saying, "Mom, Dad, please come home." In the first one.
Were they in the first movie? I thought it wasn't until the second movie.
No, the first movie.
Okay.
They were, in Nakatomi Tower, because that's when Christmas starts, when you see Nakatomi Tower. But they, the reporter found out who they were, went there and be, "Mom, Dad, please come home," because he threatened the maid with, "I'll get you deported. I'm gonna call the government. Let them know you're here." And then he got punched in the face.
John McClane is the number one ultimate toughest dad.
No, we haven't gotten to the top of our list.
I'm sorry?
The very top of our list for toughest dad in pop culture is yours truly, Kenny KP Walker Jr.
Okay.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep.
Okay. Anywho. Oh wow, look, our viewership dropped to 1. Anyway.
Wow.
Deja is saying, I just didn't want Mustafa to die in the stampede at the paws of Scar. Just natural causes, and then Simba could take over. So the movie still technically could have happened. I like that. Say Mustafa. That's you're gonna make me choke. Anyway,
this is real on podcast TV. So anyway, that is our list. Thank you very much for joining us today. Next week, if you want, I'll give you some homework for next week. The homework for next week is, if you haven't seen it yet, watch Rats on Hulu. And
Rats?
We will be.
Why do I want to watch Rats?
Brats, I said. Brats. The documentary about the Brat Pack.
Oh, Brats. Oh, you watched it already?
Brat. I already watched it.
Oh, no fair. I told you how busy my week is. Why you want to make me get homework?
You know what? I watched it.
I'm sorry. What's it on, Hulu or Netflix?
It's on Hulu,
Okay.
and I have a lot of opinions about this,
Oh, okay.
and not all great. But we're gonna open that bag up and unpack it,
Oh,
and
wow.
throw it in the flagpole and see who salutes. But Bratz is a documentary on Hulu that is about the Brat Pack, pretty much.
Okay.
And it's Andrew McCarthy.
I know what you're feeling, Lisa, because I'm feeling it too. I'm like sweating like crazy. I hope I'm not coming down anything. Because I'm supposed
And
to get blood in the morning.
Andrew
Andrew
McCarthy was
McCarthy.
in Pretty in Pink and some other, movies at that time that he starred in. He is looking around and he's trying to contact some of the people from the quote unquote Brat Pack. Most of them that he hasn't even talked to in 25, 30 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they also talk about the alternate ending of Pretty in Pink in this movie because he talks to the director of Pretty in Pink. And they also, they talk to certain people. There's a couple of people missing out, and there's articles about who's missing and why they're missing. But I think Molly Ringwald and the gentleman who played Bender, why's his name slipped my mind, but the guy who played Bender and John Bender and The Breakfast Club. What is his name?
Emilio
Anyway,
Estevez?
not Emilio Estevez. The other one.
Michael.
No, Michael. No, not him either. The other one.
Judd Nelson?
Judd Nelson. Judd Nelson and Molly Ringwald declined to be in this, and I kind of see why after you watch it. And I will say this, and as you watch, I'm not going to give a lot away.
I was going to say, don't spoiler alert, because I want to watch it. So let me form my own opinions.
They have articles out to say that they're not in this.
Okay.
And that they want to decline. But I will say, after watching this, I have a new respect for Demi Moore.
Oh, okay.
After watching this, I have a new respect for Demi Moore, and I have kind of like less respect for Andrew McCarthy.
Wow. Ouch.
And I have even less. And
now
respect.
You're kind of tainting it for me because now you're giving me all your opinions and I don't get to form my own. So shut up already.
I'm gonna say because I got a lot more to say, and I'm gonna wait till next week.
Yes, please.
Yeah, form your opinion. And we will see you next week for that show as we review the documentary Bratz and talk about the Brat Pack.
All right. So once again, to all the fathers, happy Father's Day. And thanks for watching our 15 tough dads show. We will see you next week when we review the documentary Bratz. Until then, we wish you love, peace, and pop culture. Peace.
God bless your soul and keep living. Peace.
Thank you for geeking out with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture.